We're continuing to follow breaking news this hour in downtown Portland. Overnight, police responded to at least 2 shootings in the city.
Ashley Grams joins us live with the details in the most recent shooting. Ashley?
Well, Drew, in China, there's still a lot we don't know this morning. What we do know is that police plan to be here on scene investigating for at least the next few hours. Now, I want to give you a sense of where we are. To my right here is Burnside. Behind us is going to be Southwest 3rd. Now, that street is also included in this investigation and is blocked off. But the center of this investigation appears to be focused on this parking lot. This parking lot is behind Dante's nightclub, just underneath that Keep Portland Weird sign. You can see that red tape up. Now, investigators here continuing to arrive. What we have seen is Portland police cars kind of surrounding this block as they continue to investigate here. You can see some of those evidence markers there in the middle of the parking lot. So we did ask them, are there any injuries? At this point, we haven't heard back yet. What we do know, though, is that there's no danger to the public. So again, Portland police responding to a shooting here in downtown Portland between Ankeny and 3rd. Burnside still appears to be open. We will update you as soon as we get more information, both on air and online. Drew, China.
Our Ashley Grams reporting for us live this morning. We are also working to get more information on a shooting that happened just after 1 this morning on Southeast 127th and Stark. We don't know if anyone was hurt, but we have reached out to Portland police on both shootings, and we'll update you when we learn more. Chris, it looks like you're following breaking news as well.
Yeah, we've got a situation on the freeway. This is video from just 5 minutes ago. I-5 southbound at Marine Drive. You can see a vehicle fire there, a car fully engulfed. Portland Fire and Rescue showed up. I want to get back to this situation now live, and you can see it looks like they've got that fire pretty well extinguished, but the southbound right lane is blocked. I'm going to take you back to Jansen Beach. You can see traffic is starting to stack up around this. So this is creating some delays right now on I-5 southbound crossing the interstate bridge. If you're about ready to leave Vancouver, plan for an extra 8 or 10 minutes at least right now until we get the situation clear. We'll certainly keep you posted on that. Rod's got...
Yeah, after all of that, I have a big headline as well. The National Weather Service putting up an excessive heat warning for tomorrow and Friday. That's the heat warning color right here from Eugene up into Longview for 100-degree heat. Now, the heat wave itself will begin this afternoon with temperatures rising up into the 90s. Right now, we're at 60. We do have some patchy fog being reported and some low cloudiness, but generally, this will quickly go on to be a sunny day. 78 degrees at noon, and there's the start of the heat wave, 95 at 5 p.m. Your complete 7-day forecast coming up in about 8 minutes.
All right, thank you, Rod. Next up this morning, the latest on the plane crash into a row of townhomes in Fairview last weekend that left 3 people dead.
Officials gave an update yesterday. Our Thomas Schultz joins us from Fairview with more on what we learned yesterday. Good morning, Thomas.
Hey, good morning, guys. The National Transportation Safety Board investigators say this small plane was scheduled for a maintenance flight when it took off from the Troutdale Airport around 10:30 Saturday morning. But even before takeoff, it became clear the pilots were having issues with control when they had a radio transmission back to the airport. And I want to give viewers a bit of a warning here. Some of this video we're going to show as part of this story is disturbing.
412 Golf is having some handling problems. This is a test flight. I can't get this thing.
And that's that radio transmission we're talking about here. Now we're going to show you some of the video, which was recorded by a surveillance camera at an RV park on Saturday morning as the plane goes down. You can see the plane crash into power lines, sparking flames. Moments later, it barreled into a row of townhomes. 3 people died. 2 were on board the twin-engine Cessna plane. Another was inside one of the townhomes. And you can see the intense flames that crash sparked. Officials have not yet released the names of the people who died, and there were injuries in this tragedy as well, though the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office hasn't released the extent of those injuries either. And it's clear the plane tried to land at the airport, it just never made it.
Can you land runway 7?
We're going to try, not sure.
And this is an investigation that will likely take up to 18 months, the NTSB says, though there's likely going to be a preliminary report provided within the next month. Now, guys, coming up at 6:30, we're going to have a story to share with you as well about a man who was inside his home when it was hit by this plane. Guys.
All right, Thomas Schultz reporting live for us in Fairview this morning. Later this morning, a civil trial will begin related to the shooting death of a man outside the Lowe's near Delta Park 3 years ago. On May 29, 2021, 28-year-old security guard Logan Gimbel shot and killed 49-year-old Freddie Nelson Jr. in the parking lot of that Lowe's store. A jury found Gimbel guilty last May, and he was sentenced to life in prison. In October of 2021, Nelson's wife filed a lawsuit against the property owner and the security company who hired Gimbel, alleging that both had a role in her husband's death. Nelson's wife is asking for $25 million.
Stop! Get down to your knees.
In Washington, officers have arrested a suspect they say is connected to a shooting spree on I-5 in the Seattle area. In total, 6 cars were hit. 2 people were put in the hospital. State Patrol says one of them was a person driving to Portland who realized once they got here that there was a bullet hole in their vehicle. The shooting started around 8:30 last night. Cars were hit in both the north and southbound lanes of the interstate in King and Pierce counties. And it appears victims were chosen at random. Around 2 yesterday morning, police made this arrest, saying that the suspect's vehicle matched the description in each case.
The job of a police officer today is difficult. It's always been difficult. But the prevalence of random violence like we saw last night on our freeway system and in society in general should be alarming to everybody.
Police haven't publicly identified the suspect yet, and there is no clear motive for the shootings. Lake Oswego police have announced that they're launching a new unmanned aircraft system or drone program. They say their officers are working on becoming certified pilots right now and that people in the area may see them training around town. Police plan to release more information about how the drones will be used soon.
Fred Meyer workers are calling on shoppers to boycott the stores until they're able to agree on a new contract. More than 4,000 Fred Meyer workers ended their nearly week-long strike yesterday morning. The workers' union says negotiations have stalled over wages and retirement. They also accuse Fred Meyer of unfair labor practices. Fred Meyer says those allegations are unfounded.
In national headlines, police say an 11-year-old boy shot and killed 2 people. One of them was 82-year-old Joe Cornelius, who served as a one-time mayor of a town in northwest Louisiana. Police say the boy confessed to killing Cornelius and his 31-year-old daughter Sunday morning. Neighbors say that they heard Cornelius and the boy arguing and later heard multiple gunshots. Officials haven't said how the boy is related to the victims.
Vice President Kamala Harris plans to propose a tax deduction of up to $50,000 for new small businesses today. That's 10 times more than existing tax credits. It would also reduce barriers to obtaining occupational licenses. Campaign officials say it typically costs about $40,000 to start a new company.
Heavy rain caused widespread flooding across San Antonio, Texas yesterday morning. The flooding stranded many motorists and prompted multiple water rescues. The rain has since ended, but a possibility for more is in the forecast through this morning. Now here locally, technically, well, we are in meteorological fall, right? But 102 degrees is on the docket?
Yeah, that is if you can believe it, that's the forecast high for tomorrow, just like that. Records this time of the year are still upper 90s to around 100 degrees, but that's coming to an end. The latest we've ever seen 100-degree weather in Portland is actually on tomorrow's date, and we think that record could be broken potentially on Friday, which would be September 6th. So in orange, starting tomorrow, everybody's under at least a heat advisory that you see colored on the map. This does not include absolutely all of Oregon, but a good chunk of it and a good chunk of Washington. And then the excessive heat warning for 100-degree weather Thursday and Friday from Longview down to Eugene. And this does extend out into parts of the gorge. So this hot weather that we started to talk about earlier in the week is absolutely go, and even last week we started to talk about it. It's kind of partly cloudy from Chinook Woods Casino Resort in Lake Oswego. The coast is expected to generally have a sunny day after some early morning fog and low clouds. It is clear up top over all of us. Here's the live camera up at Timberline, and then here's the camera from the Wells Fargo Tower, and it's definitely showing some low clouds and some fog that have kicked in. We would expect all of this to be gone well before the 10 o'clock hour this morning, and then a big-time warm-up coming for the rest of the day. Right now, we're at 60 in Portland, upper 50s in Salem and Kelso, 50 in Newport. There are some comfy spots, 43 in Burns and 48 degrees out in Baker City. Here's the high-temperature map, which is pretty much right on my forecast as well. 80s in John Day and Baker City, 92 in Pendleton, 90s from the Dalles down into Bend, 80s along Tillamook, Seaside, Astoria, and then 90s from Portland down into Eugene. For the Rose City, 95 today as the heat wave begins. The KGW weather impact alert for the excessive heat of 102 Thursday and 100 on Friday. And then still hot enough to call it a heat wave continuing on Saturday, 95. After that, we finally cool back down, and there's actually a shower chance in the forecast for Tuesday of next week. Here's Chris.
Right back to that traffic alert in North Portland. This is video from a couple minutes ago. I'm going to step out of the way, and you can see the flames burning on the freeway. Portland Fire and Rescue had to deal with a car fire on southbound I-5 up near Marine Drive. Now, fast forward to now, it looks like that fire is out, but there's quite a delay now as that right, and it looks like maybe even the right center lane is blocked. That's at Jansen Beach. This is I-5 southbound lining up across the Interstate Bridge. And right now, it looks like that backup is back to at least Mill Plain or maybe SR 500. So if you're leaving Vancouver in the next couple of minutes, you've got about a 30-minute drive right now to get in from Main Street south to the Fremont Bridge.